What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stokastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way, you can become apprised whenever great content is going live here at a little neck of the YouTube woods. Guys, decent start to the evening. I ended up on Jaden Ivey over 14.5 points. Yeah, this guy, he's been frustrating. The Killian Hayes thing, somehow we were able to hit eject on that in the premium Discord. I know, it sucks. I put these videos out the night before. I want to give you guys all the best information I can, but I always have to update into real time what's going on. Isaiah Stewart being out. This game just looked ridiculous in terms of lines. And Killian Hayes, he doesn't close. Jaden Ivey does. Jaden Ivey didn't even he came in for like a 2 or 3 minute stint in the fourth quarter. They lost by infinity to the Sixers, and they're on a back-to-back. We'll talk about them again today, but that always frustrates me when I have to, go back on a play or bring something up. If you want real-time updates to everything I'm doing all the time, sign up for that premium Discord. It's in the link below. We have NBA Bet Pro that had Jaden Ivey shooting through the moon there at a certain point too, with all of the Detroit Pistons that were out. And then again, the hook, the lock. I ended up on 222 on the over of the Miami OKC game with everybody being out for Miami. It opened at 224.5. I know a lot of you probably bet that earlier, missed by 1.5. It's just been an awesome / heartbreaking day, depending on when you got your bets in. Lots of hooks everywhere. These lines can be very, very efficient, and I'm trying to give you the best information I can all the time with leans, likes, locks. Leans being things I haven't bet yet, but I'm thinking about it. Likes meaning that if you want to fire it up from half a unit to a unit, looks about perfect. And a lock, it is my favorite bet on the board, something that I'm going to be betting the most on. Only have one of those on tonight's slate. It's coming up at the very end, but again, I want to give you guys the best information. I'm giving you everything I can every single night to try to help you be profitable. So again, I'm sorry if you guys had the wrong timing for a lot of this stuff. I know a lot of you guys have full-time jobs, a lot of other things. I will always be there answering your comments, always kind of interacting with you there. You can hit me up on Twitter at Eric Lindquist. Always trying to give you guys the best information I can. I think I've said that enough times, but I want you guys betting at DraftKings too. If you haven't signed up at the biggest sports book yet, bet $5, win $200. Super quick, super easy. Not a whole lot that needs to be said there. I have one play for you coming up a little bit later that you can utilize over there, but I've dilly-dallied enough. We've got 8 games on a Wednesday. Let's get to the picks. We get the day started in the Motor City. My Timberwolves facing my adopted betting Pistons. Talked about them enough in the intro. And friends, if you're in the premium Discord, you know books forced me to shift that Killian Hayes play to Jaden Ivey due to the 14.5 number on the points prop that was posted in the morning. And boy, oh boy, that worked out. It got sweaty, got really sweaty. They were down 40 at one point there early on in the fourth. Didn't know if I was going to get Jaden Ivey back in the game. Comes in, makes 4 free throws, gets out of there, hits 17 points. Feel like that's the first bet I've ever won on Jaden Ivey, even though I've played this guy like crazy. But amongst the starters, just Sadiq Bey, 26 minutes, the most we had from any meaningful starter. I don't count Kevin Knox, Nerlens Noel. I'm assuming Jalen Duren, Bojan Bogdanovic, probably a good chance to get back here, but tons of news to monitor as Isaiah Stewart was randomly ruled out Tuesday right before the game started. That put a lot of this game into question for me. Wish I had some Sixers tickets at that point in time, but didn't get a chance to react to it. Always be reacting to news. As for my team, let's cover them here on this one. The Timberwolves, they're 5.5 point favorites, which is sort of embarrassing and a testament to how bad of a season we're in the midst of. No Karl Anthony Towns for most of it. That'll happen. And the fact that we're only a game out of 500 is probably astonishing considering that, but saddening at the same time considering how much we gave up for Rudy Gobert. But nothing like a spot against the Pistons to attempt to get right? 5.5? Really? With all the question marks on the Pistons side? We don't know about Bojan. We don't know about Duren. We don't know if anybody sits on this back-to-back. Maybe Jaden Ivey gets the night off. I don't know. You don't know. None of us know. All I know is that 5.5 is already a little too low for me. I have this more around 6.5, and that is with Bojan in. Because, of course, I'm always going to project him in. So I'll stag a unit for now here. Thank you very much. Come again. Please drive around. It's a like as of now. Could end up being something that I lock in, considering lots of pieces that could be out on the Detroit side, but that gets our day going. Standard like, we move along. Washington's up next, folks, and they're hosting Chicago. And let's start with the home team. Why not? There's tons of news on that side of it. Bradley Beal, he's out. He's good at basketball. Kristaps Porzingis, questionable. He's good at basketball. Daniel Gafford, questionable, kind of good at basketball. And Corey Kispert, questionable, he can shoot threes. I mean, the Beal news matters above all else, but Zinger and Gafford are your two main centers for Washington. If they can't give it a go, we could be dancing like it's 2008. Taj Gibson could be starting at center in the year of our Lord 2023. That's not good. And I have no props here and don't expect any props to be out here for quite some time until we find out about Zinger. That's the clarity we need. I'll be happy to provide some context if you hit me up on Twitter at Eric Lindquist or in the comment section below when those props do come out. But friends, is Zach LaVine our new cash cow? I mean, this has been a fun ride, waiting for books to adjust to a change in usage and role in massive minutes. However, with DeMar DeRozan questionable with a quad injury, I'm nervous we get a massively larger number, more juiced number here with LaVine tomorrow. Not to say that with this influx of minutes and usage that's been just out of hand lately, I don't know what to do necessarily. So props. They have been kind of the chosen path for me of late with the Bulls and will continue to be. But until we get more information here, let's just lean the Chicago money line. Actually, you know what? Let's like the Chicago money line, shall we? I think we shall, because Taj Gibson is a potential thing who could actually be starting for the Wizards on Wednesday. That alone, just the prospect of that reality, is reason enough for me to like the Chicago money line. Let's fire it up. In the words of Christopher Brian Bridges, better known to many of you as Ludacris, welcome to Atlanta, where the players play, and we ride on them things like every day. Big beats hit streets, see gangsters roaming, and parties don't stop till 8 in the morning. I've always wanted to do that on a show, so there we go. It's the Bucks playing in Atlanta against the Hawks, and one day, Chris Middleton will play basketball for Milwaukee, but today is not that day. He's the only meaningful piece out for them, and on the Atlanta side, it's business as usual. Clint Capella out, their main center, everyone else in. Kind of a fun game to break down, as the Bucks have defied advanced metrics of late. 5th best record in basketball, but only 12th in adjusted net rating. 24th in adjusted offensive rating. Wild to see those kind of struggles coming from such a potent team that has one of the best 3 players alive, that being Giannis Antetokounmpo, but such as a 40-game sample size where you haven't had Drew for a lot of it, you haven't had Chris Middleton for almost all of it. I expect bigger and better things for them going forward. And Atlanta, I bet games involving this team way too damn much. And the fact of the matter is, when you have a shooting-dependent, streaky star who doesn't play defense in Trae Young, there's going to be wide ebbs and flows unless ancillary pieces hold down the fort. That's a fancy way of saying DeJounte Murray, good at defense. Trae Young, bad at defense. But the over of 232.5 for the total is about the only thing that grades out remotely well for me here. The Hawks are 5th in pace at 101.6 possessions per 48 minutes. The Bucks, middle of the road at 16th. I also expect positive regression from them scoring the basketball, but not so much that this catapults into a must-bet spot at this current number. That's why we'll call it a lean, maybe capitalize on some better spots, see if this number could drop a little bit from 232.5, and then we can fire an over. I expect better things for both teams offensively going forward, but at this given point in time, pretty efficient line, 233 over at DraftKings.com. Oh, check that out, everybody. The Chicago Bulls. I just talked about them a second ago. I like them on the money line. They are even money, plus 100 over at DraftKings.com. All you do, sign up at the link below, bet $5, and you're going to get $200 completely free to you. Yeah, completely free to you when you sign up and play today over at DraftKings. Again, just $5 gets you $200. You can utilize that in the NFL for the weekend. Massive wildcard weekend coming up. UFC Fight Night coming up on Saturday. Lots of great stuff on the horizon to bet on. We have content for everything over here at OddsShopper. And why not just take advantage now? Bet $5 on the Bulls. Maybe get yourself $10 there, but get $200 in free bets. Alrighty, y'all, back to the fix. Pretty gross spot up here next with the Pelicans visiting the Celtics. I mean, the Pelicans are 10-point underdogs. Yeah, look at that. 9.5, 10-point underdogs, pretty much every single book around the way. I don't like this, nor does my model. It's actually a slight lean to the side of New Orleans, 9.2, but with no Zion, no Ingram, and now no Herb Jones to guard one of Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, I just can't pull the trigger on this bet. Maybe that's just a I know better analysis and I'll regret that later, but withholding an average bet is money that can go towards a good bet later. Hey, put that on a t-shirt. The Celtics. Let's talk the Celtics side, though, because from a props perspective, I think it's pretty clear-cut. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, PRA, points plus rebounds plus assists. Both of those look all right at their current numbers. I'm looking at 42.5 for Tatum, a lot lower there for Jaylen Brown. Both of those look all right, but they kind of pale in comparison to what we've seen in terms of usage for CJ McCollum on his points prop. And now Jonas Valanciunas doing a lot of damage. And again, we've been riding McCollum of late here. Awesome him coming through for us on Monday, but I'm looking at J-Val at just 16.5 points on FanDuel inside of minus 110 juice right now. It's not the strongest like in all the land, considering the spread is massive in this one, but J-Val not getting his minutes extinguished by Larry Nance last time out bodes well for his playing time. As long as the backup center there and Larry Nance isn't playing small ball there, and I don't expect it with Al Horford and Robert Williams out there for the Celtics, we gotta like the playing time here for J-Val. Hence, a nice little like on this one for the big man. His name is Jonas. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Over 16.5 points. I like it. Probably the most disturbing, disgusting, ugly, horrible, no good, very bad basketball game on this slate, in my opinion, is the Pacers and Knicks. And not because these two teams are bad. I think they're very good. I would say both teams have probably surpassed my expectations for them over the course of the season. The Knicks, 22-19, plus 2.1 in adjusted net rating. That's 8th on the season. Those are very good things. And the Pacers, my God, where did they come from? 23-18, 18th in adjusted net rating, so not as good, but they've played a pretty neutral strength of schedule, whereas you're looking at the Knicks, a little bit worse, 22nd in terms of strength of schedule adjusted right now. So lots of interesting characteristics there, but that kind of makes for a clear-cut analysis. This game looks perfectly efficient to me. I think Tyrese Halliburton's awesome. Jalen Brunson is awesome. Both of these guys playing at a high level. RJ Barrett, he is questionable for this one, but I don't value him all that much. Miles McBride has been very, very serviceable in some of the minutes that he's had of late. And Quentin Grimes starting, I haven't seen a huge shift. They've played very competitive competitive games against very good basketball teams. Now, we did bet against these Knicks last time out, but that was Milwaukee. Milwaukee covered. It was a nice spot there, but +5 is exactly where I've got this pinned down at. I'm just going to kick my feet up, relax, and watch this one. As far as a lean goes, you guys want me to come up with something out of thin air? Sure. Go the Pacers money line just for the sake of value. Tyrese Halliburton, get hot, friend. Buddy Hield, get hot, friend. Miles Turner can step out and knock down some threes in Julius Randle's eye hole, but +175, I wish I was getting a little bit better number to try to take that shot. So I'll lean there, but not going to rock with it. Oh boy, here we go again. Spurs, Grizzlies. Ja Morant did not end up playing last time. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have made that bet at -12. But notice how the books have adjusted, even though Memphis did not cover 12. I just want to point things out because everybody wants to point to what just happened last game, and I get it. It's easy analysis. It makes people feel comfortable. It makes it a lot easier to break down in their own minds. But the way I look at it is that they won by 8. It was a 12-point spread, and yet the books have shifted this another 2.5 points. That tells me two things. One, Steven Adams got ruled back in, probably mattered a little bit towards that point spread. And number two, Ja Morant probably is playing in this one. I think they were able to put the bubble wrap on him the last couple, give him an opportunity to go out, run, play with his friends in this one, but Devin Vassell going to continue to be out here for San Antonio. I believe Keldon Johnson is still questionable, even though it's not listed as questionable right now on all of the major news sites, so be on the lookout for that one. Probably going to be a number that could move to 15 or 16, which is just so stupid and ridiculous to say. Really, the last time you saw was Prime Warriors who were laying 15, 16 in some of these spots, and I don't really think the Grizzlies are close to what that is. They're a very good basketball team, and the Spurs are a very bad basketball team. And I'm looking at this number. There are 14s that exist not at DraftKings.com, at other books, and I think that that's good enough for a play right now. I don't know how they end up competitive, with Jakob Poeltl playing very limited minutes as they put him on ice, getting ready to trade him before the deadline from the Spurs side. So if Ja Morant's back, I like this. Period. End of story. You can wait until that. You could just make an anticipatory bet. There's not many places for this line to go. So if you want to sit and wait, so sounds great. 15 with Ja Morant in, maybe that point is worth it for you, but I'm willing to fire it up. You should be too. Phoenix is just tipping off as of recording this second, so no line, No props, no nothing here. That's why it says NA. Don't really know what else to do here. Should I just move my hands around a little bit? I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know. I love Talladega Nights. We could talk about Talladega Nights, or we can talk about Phoenix. DeAndre Ayton, they completely ducked the Golden State Warriors here on Tuesday. Steph Curry ended up coming back. I wish I had more money on the Golden State side. We'll see how that game ends up coming along as the night progresses, but right now, there's not a whole lot to tell you. I don't think Devin Booker or Chris Paul end up playing. Cameron Johnson, campaign, Landry Shamet ended up sitting. So many ways that this game could just shift entirely. There's no way a line is going to be out here in the next couple hours or so. I'm waiting till the morning to be able to give you actual analysis here. Look at the Denver side, though. Bruce Brown, Bones Highland, Zeke Naji. Not really the most prominent players there on the Denver side, as long as they have that starting five intact, being Jokic, Murray, Gordon, Porter Jr., and Caldwell Pope, who's really the only other serviceable defender out there alongside Jokic. I think they look very, very good. I'm going to be leaning that side of it no matter what, because Phoenix is just in shambles. So I'm going to call it money line. Yeah, we're going to call it the Denver money line for right now. But no, that's probably going to turn into the spread. Can't imagine backing a Paul-less, Booker-less, Ayton-less, Shamet-less, everybody-less Suns team. So get ready for it. Lots of weirdness coming up tomorrow. This line could look Memphis like tomorrow. Kind of a nice thing when some of these games don't have a ton of analysis, because I don't have to give you guys some kind of a play the night before, and I can really have it break down for you. But what I'm sure you're saying to yourself right now is, Eric, we're looking for the likes. I haven't seen the lock emoji anywhere, the lovely little lock emoji. I've seen a lot of this. I've seen a lot of this. And now we go, what would a lock be? Be like, I don't know what to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to lock in something for you right now. It's the Rockets going up against the Sacramento Kings. And boy, oh boy, this Houston team, they're kind of tough to get a grasp on. They're completely healthy. They're just terrible. And now they're going to be playing a very up-in-tempo spot here, 239 total. I actually thought about liking the over of this number. I think it should be more in the 243, 244 range. But that being said, you could parlay that, single game parlay that with my favorite play, that being Domantas Sabonis points plus rebounds plus assists. Now, this number is at 41.5. It's pretty standard juice as it stands right now. And we're starting to see this guy just come into his own. Is it possible for two teams to win the same trade? Because that's what it seems like the Sacramento Kings pulled off with the Tyrese Halliburton swap for Domantas Sabonis. But hey, he's looked really, really good here for the purple and black of late. We're seeing very limited minutes, but just an opportunity. I mean, the Orlando blowout really hurt him last time out, but I think that's dropped the number down a little bit. In competitive games, he is playing 38, 40, 42 minutes in a lot of these spots. And that makes it just a can't miss kind of situation. He's averaging 19, 12.5, and 7 on the season, finding lots of ways to be competitive here for the Sacramento team that has certainly surpassed expectations people have had for them this season. I think this is just a flat out lock. I have this around 44.5 for the man. That makes it a pretty easy go-to spot. Alperen Şengün, I love him as an offensive talent for Houston, but defensively, him and Jabari Smith, not on the caliber to stop a Domantas Sabonis in this spot. So my favorite play on the entire board the night before has to be Domantas Sabonis, points plus rebounds plus assists. Lock it in. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board. Hopefully we can have more Levine McCollum type nights like we had on Monday, Tuesday, wonky day, lots of weird stuff. Kind of the luck of the timing on when you bet certain things that were on the premium card. If you guys want to sign up for that, go to the Discord in the link below. Use promo code ELInsider to get your first week completely free. Come see what we have over in the Discord. Come see all of the betting analysts, including myself, posting their cards every single day. And then, if you haven't signed up for DraftKings, bet $5. Get yourself $200 in free bets this second. Also, in the link below. Alrighty, y'all. I'll be back on Thursday. And until then, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Hump Day.